Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Freedom and Wealth Seeker podcast. This is episode 20. Episode 20. I cannot believe it. This has been one heck of a year thus far. I feel truly blessed and privileged to be sharing with you each and every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. I want to shout out a couple of folks before we jump into tonight's special guest interview. Before we do that, I want to go over the disclaimer because it's going to be a lot of information shared this evening. And I want to make sure everybody is on the same page when we get started. So folks, let me know how you're in the chat, how your weekend went. I know some of you have been taking action with the resources shared on this podcast platform. But let me know. Send me a message in the chat. So, required disclosure, nothing in this video on this podcast is meant to guarantee or imply income or profit results in any way. Results can vary in business. Any results shown given here are for hypothetical example purposes only and may represent exceptional, not typical results. Your results could be different. It should be assumed that we earn commission from any purchase made for any product offered on this platform. This is not investment advice or financial advice. Seek the counsel of a qualified financial advisor for such. The speaker or speakers are sharing only personal opinion and experience for informational, educational, entertainment, or documentary purposes only. Trading, investing, business carry risks, ladies and gentlemen. Past performance is not an indication of future results. Never risk funds you are not willing to lose when investing. So, folks, I had to get that out of the way. And I want to shout out some folks. So, everybody that is on my team in the passive income crypto club, congratulations. This has been an exciting last almost 25 days now, coming up on 25 days through my journey. I started documenting about 10 days ago. I want to shout out everybody in the passive income crypto club. If you're not a member of that, you can send me a text 202-918-3445 for more information. We'll talk more about that later on the podcast. Our special guest is actually REI Inner Circle alum, doing some major things, huge announcements for this young man. He's also a member of the Passive Income Crypto Club. I also want to shout out our Inner Circle members, all of our Inner Circle members that are in the house. Welcome back. I want to shout out our Academy members. Shout out to all of our Academy members and all of our Rehab Mastery attendees that will be converging into Baltimore, Maryland on May the 21st. We have folks coming from as far as Houston, Texas. We have folks right in my local marketplace that will be in attendance. I just talked to my contractors. The classroom will be cleaned this week. The classroom, I could not hold a class in this rehab project this week because and it wasn't on the schedule, but we had a plumbing issue in the backyard, and the plumber decided to track all the mud through the first floor. So the house cleaner will be there this week. So next week we will have a sparkling glistening, shining classroom at this latest rehab, and I can't wait to share. Speaking of Rehab Mastery, we got some special guests coming through. The gentleman you're going to hear from tonight is no stranger to the Freedom and Wealth podcast. And we still got a bunch of people trying to get in. The Freedom and Wealth Seekers podcast. He's going to be in attendance as well. Charles Eddington is going to be in attendance as well. This is a 7-figure instructor event. Okay. The two gentlemen that are going to be guest trainers at Rehab Mastery run 6- and 7-figure real estate investing businesses. Okay. One's my age. We're old guys. We're the old guys. We're 40 years old. But we had to go back and get some of these young real estate experts and moguls. And we grabbed Derrick Anthony, who's no stranger to any of my stages under the Freedom and Wealth umbrella. This gentleman has gone on and he's now publishing content. He's publishing his first book that's going to be out soon. Maybe he'll talk a little more about that. He's rehabbing about 4 houses a year. He's knocking them out the park. His biggest profit to date was close to 200K. He's 26 years old. So in the text I said yesterday, he's not 30. He's been in real estate so long, I'm thinking he's 30. He's 26 years old. I graduated college at 26. I wasn't making the type of money this kid's making. All right. So we got him tonight. I tracked him down. He's he's new school. He's a new school real estate investor, merging with the old school. And I consider myself still new school, but he's merging with the old school and is going down May 21st. Now, this is the thing. This is your last week. Actually, there's one more week to register for the May 21st event. That event, the price right now is $14.97. The closer we get, the more registrations we get, the price is going to go up to the normal price of $24.97. All right. That's $2,497. You're able to get it $1,000 off through the early bird registration. If you haven't registered, you should have the link to registration. We're going to run a rehab class tomorrow. You'll have another opportunity. We're going to run another rehab class on Saturday. You'll have another opportunity. So these classes leading up to this full day from 9 to 5, which is going to be recorded, and all attendees are going to get the recording of that event. It's only $1,497. You have myself that's been renovating houses since 2004. You have Charles Eddington that's been renovating houses for the last 5-6 years. And you also have the young Derrick Anthony, 26 years old, who's been renovating houses probably the last 3-4 years. So collectively, you have I think that's over 30 years of rehabbing houses experience. 30 years, okay, collectively. So we have the best of both worlds. Derrick Anthony, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Excellent, man. We'll probably have a couple of more people logging on. If you're watching this replay, make sure you like, save, and share this podcast. The name of this podcast is going to be 26-year-old 6-figure rehabber or house flipper. We need that to get out there. I love the push from the last episode. We got over 150 views. I think 150 views in the first day. Let's keep pushing, folks. Let's keep pushing. Our subscribers are going up. I'm loving it. So, Derrick, man, tell us, man, the topic is, what does it take to become a successful rehabber, a successful real estate investor, a successful entrepreneur? You recently graduated from college and you started your journey shortly after high school in regards to investing your time, your energy, your money into real estate. Can you tell us more about this journey and how you got to where you are today? Like, can we start off with like mindset? Like, what? Like, I saw a video of you, and you were saying your mom and dad were telling you to go get a job at Burger King after high school. Like, what was the mindset shift that took place at that young of age for you to go on this now almost how I mean it seemed like it's a almost a 10-year journey, but it hasn't really been. So this journey that you've been on, how where was that shift? Where did that shift take place?
Yeah, I guess mindset is very important because that's like mainly where it starts at. And I think that mindset kind of came about by being surrounded by you, Michael Jones, Eric Zellick as well. Just being surrounded by like-minded people who are had the same ideas and outlooks and dreams and aspirations that I was trying to achieve at that time. And also my
Gotcha.
friends in high school as well, who also came on to work with you as well, and they went on and are very successful as well as me. So
Yes.
I think just starting off having that mindset, I think that comes like within you. So you personally have to find that why. And for those of you that might not know, that why is pretty much why you're doing what you're doing, right? So that could be your kids, your family, or your freedom. And for me, it was just having that freedom, hanging around you and seeing how you were able to, I never seen you clock in, so you could pretty much do what you wanted to do. You did work hard and you still do, but just having that freedom, uh, not having to rely on just 4 checks or 2 checks a month, seeing you deposit 6-figure checks at one time just like really took like that was something I never seen before. So I just believe like having that exposure. Because
Yes.
if you don't see anything like that, then you that probably might not seem like tangible and something that
Man.
you can achieve. So I think being able to see it and then having that why and having that fire inside of you, like you gotta want it and have it because as I know, uh, this flipping business, especially the flipping, that can come
House.
with a lot of trials. House flipping,
Yeah,
uh,
rehabbing. We're talking about
rehabbing.
rehabbing.
Yeah, we're talking about
Absolutely.
rehabbing. Wholesaling is not that bad. There are some small bumps and hurdles as well, but once you get into like the big leagues and we're talking about rehabbing houses and actually putting up your money, that becomes a different ball game. So I think that was pretty much
Absolutely.
it.
Man, you hit it all. You hit it on all cylinders right there, man. You had me thinking back to my first introduction to real estate. I got up under a mentor and he showed me a check. I'll never forget. He showed me 2 checks, one for $34,000, another, and this is before I closed any deal.
Mhm,
My local government foreclosure deal hadn't been solidified yet, and definitely not my rehabbing or wholesaling deals. He showed me a $34,000 check from his home. He had a home office in the basement. He was out in Beltsville, Maryland, in a townhome, and he showed me a $121,000 check and change. And I
mhm,
said I'd never seen checks that big before. He hadn't taken them to the bank yet uh, to deposit them, and that just changed my way of thinking. Like I was making maybe $26,000 a year at my job at that time,
mhm,
part time working at Social Security Administration. And then people were telling me when I graduate, I would be making around 46 or 56,000 a year.
mhm.
That when I saw those checks, that was like 2004. I said there's no way I could clock in. And
Right.
here we are, and that's what I love about this business and just how I was taught the business from my early mentors is like it's so duplicatable. Like you basically duplicated everything I did, but you did it faster. Um, because you didn't have to go through the mistakes I've made. So you know, I set the example just like my mentor Ola set the example with the checks. You saw me taking checks to the bank. I saw this guy taking checks to the bank, And now look at you, man. You're taking checks to the bank.
Yeah.
So this is a beautiful thing. And one of the things I always say, it's one of my beliefs, but the young folks, they haven't one of the reasons why I believe young folks are really great at entrepreneurship and real estate or anything they get involved in is that they haven't been beat up by society yet. And you know, anything can happen in life, period. And everybody, I believe, has the ability to bounce back and become something better than what they currently are. But a lot of us get content and are okay with mediocrity. And mediocrity isn't like a bad thing. I'm speaking of mediocrity within yourselves, like where you're just getting by and you're happy just getting by and you never push past what you've already accomplished. So if you already accomplished making, $150,000 a year or $180,000 a year or $250,000 a year, some people, and it's fine to be like this, you're happy with how things are. But if you're that type of person that's not happy, um, of how things are, then that's the why of why you need to push forward and push through roadblocks and to learn information and to work on your mind, work on your body, work on your habits. And that's when I believe success takes place. I sent out a text earlier in the week from one of my mentors. Until this day, I'm 40. I'm going to have mentors to the day I die, whether they're younger than me or older than me. And this particular mentor, he's younger than me, and I'm learning a heck of a lot about cryptocurrency, about credit, about business credit. You're never too old to learn. You're never too old to learn. Um, Derrick, can you touch on some of the deals? Now, we don't want to talk about wholesaling. We're going to
Mhm.
talk about this six-figure rehabbing business that you've built for yourself. And the most unique thing that I like about your business model is that you've been able to incorporate your mom. So Derrick works with his mom in two capacities, right? So she has seen Derrick's growth in real estate and she became a real estate professional. She also started a staging business as well. So that's another stream of income that his mom has been able to create. Two streams of income she's been able to create outside of what she does for a living, and also from what Derrick has given birth to, and he's introduced her to this world of real estate, and she's one of the premier real estate agents in his marketplace. Derrick, how like that labor of love with your mom getting involved in your real estate business. This is the lady that told you to go flip burgers at Burger King. You know, how's that relationship? Like a lot of people, I feel like you and your mom need your own show. Mom and
Yeah.
son, son and mom. I don't know what you name it, but
Yeah.
how's that dynamic work?
Yeah. So, well, as
It's
you
like you're
know,
telling your mom what to do at this point now, right?
yeah, she works for me now, right? But as you know, she was a realtor when what that was about 10 years ago before I ever was, I mean, I wasn't even able to get started in the business. I was underage at that time, but
Got you.
I think what happened was like the market crash and stuff like that
Okay.
around 2008. So she, didn't have her license. So she had to retake the test and everything. So when I first got started wholesaling, um, she wasn't familiar with that. I don't think that was, I don't think that's something that's like taught in
Yes.
the classes for the realtors or what have you. But fast forward when I got to rehab, and I think she had attained her license again, and I just felt like it was only right to include her in my business. Uh, to get her business. And since then, she has taken on like several of my colleagues who have houses as well. So it's not just me that she lists homes for. It's several of my friends and colleagues that flip homes as well. But I just looked at it like why not? if my mom has her license, like who else would I use? Because at the time I was staying with her too, so that would be kind of weird if I'm like listing the house and she's not the realtor.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, I mean, I just thought it was really super important to include her and to have her a part of this team and kind of taking this rehabbing business to the next level. So she sold pretty much all of my houses, and she's helping me find houses as well on the multi-listing services as well. So, and she's looking to buy and hold some properties too, so I'm helping her do that. But that was just my way of kind of trying to help speed up her retirement pretty much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you're just logging on, you're listening to Derrick Anthony, 26-year-old house flipper, rehabber, real estate investor. This guy is buying and holding properties. He is wholesaling properties. He is lending money to other investors for deals at the ripe age of 26. He hasn't even hit his full potential yet. He's not even in his prime. This is scary, folks. We're going to be talking to a seven-figure earner before 30. I can already see that. And he's not being selfish. He's putting his family first. His mom is going to be building up a rental portfolio to secure her retirement, and it's just a beautiful thing. So
Oh,
let's uh-huh.
let me that with the staging thing. I'm sorry, I forgot to
Yes.
mention it. So with the staging thing, that came about um because my first two houses I didn't stage. I didn't see a point in it, a need for it. They sold within like 14 days or 2 weeks or something like that. So I pretty much had success, knock on wood, with selling houses within the first 2 weeks. So I didn't see a need for that, but my third house, I think I had the conversation with you or with someone else that talked about staging, and she had a friend who was trying to get into the staging business, but I'm not sure what happened. And she kind of, bought the stuff. I told her, well, I need my house staged because what happened was this house I was selling was at a higher price point than the two houses I had sold before. This house was selling for $500,000, right? So we thought it would be bright to stage this house. This isn't a typical house that we're selling for less than 200 grand. Like this is a whole nother county and a ballpark, so a whole different type of client. So we thought we might as well stage it. So since then, she kind of took over that business, and I've had her stage my last few houses that we've done. I think she's staged partially your house that you just had not too long ago as well. So I thought that was really important to add on to the business.
Excellent. 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 So Derek, I was getting to, a lot of people, they hear six figures, rehabbing or house flipping, and they hear all the great stories. They hear
Right.
all the great stories. What are some of the nightmare stories? Like the things that people don't hear about, like that go on in a project or that you've had to endure, you've had to deal with. Can you touch on those things?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of nightmares. I mean, as you all know, with this business, like I've heard you say this and other people say, it's like no one deal is the same, right? So there's going to be
Yep.
situations happening pretty much all the time. And they always seem to come about no matter how good you plan or prepare for it. Something's going to happen. So one that I can think of off the top of my head, and I have several, it just depends on how many you want me to talk about. There's always something that's happening during the rehab process, but
Hmm.
one in particular is a house I sold. Well, I had it was the house was 95% done, and we were listing it, and the basement started to flood, and the house went under contract. We settled on the house, and the very next day, uh, the house flooded in the basement, and I had to fix it. And that was because in the basement we didn't wrap it, and we only put a sump pump in the basement. And by wrapping, we mean the waterproofing. That's when they put this wrapping around the basement. They dig up in the ground just in case if it was to rain or flood, it wouldn't affect the house. So that's something I regret not doing. And from there on out, I made sure every single house we wrapped the basement, no matter what, because initially the basement was dry. There were no signs of any type of rain or anything coming into the property. So I was trying to save some money, but uh, wind up having to fix it anyway. And you know, that's
Gotcha.
one story. I have more though. Do you want another
Oh
one?
yeah, absolutely, man. We would
Uh,
pull back the curtain. These people need to
okay.
know need to know the real.
So here's another one. This happens when you're like trying to rehab in like a market you're not familiar with. So I did a rehab in another county,
Yes.
and the procedures are a little different, which I didn't know. I'm thinking, we're in the state of Maryland, everything is the same, but this is something to take note of. Like when you're rehabbing, I believe each county has their own type of way of handling things, right? So I should have known this deal was going to be weird just by the start of it, because I went to pull permits and I was not, they wouldn't let me because the house didn't get recorded. Like typically when you're rehabbing houses in the city, as you know, you can go pull a permit like the same or the next day.
Yes.
Without, I believe it's recorded. I'm not sure, but if it's not recorded, as long as you have like the HUD one or something to show that you bought the property, they let you pull a permit. I never had a problem with that. But with this house, I had a problem with pulling the permits. I had to wait like a long time with that. And I had to put a sprinkler system throughout the whole property, which is something I was not familiar with. I never had to do that before, so that was kind of something that came from left field, which is why it's totally important to know your numbers and be sitting on a nice amount of capital, because we had to come up with close to an extra $10,000 for a sprinkler system that had to be installed throughout the whole house, which was something that I didn't plan because I didn't know that that had to be done as
Yep.
well. And had the fire stop that whole house. So for those of you who might not know what that is, that's in case a fire breaks out. There's literally cans of this stuff that during the framing process, you have
Yes.
to spray throughout the whole house, like through each crack. So if you know about the framing, like there are little cracks where you can kind of stick your finger up through and you can reach up to the second floor or something.
Yep.
They make you spray this stuff, whereas though like you cannot reach, like there are no cracks through each floor. So if a fire was to break out in the home on the first level or what have you, there's no way it's going to the second or the floor below. So that was something, a nightmare that I had to take into consideration, that I experienced as well.
Hmm.
And there's been many more as far as people breaking inside of my house. They didn't steal anything, but somebody threw a rock through a
I
property I
went.
had one
Uh
time.
huh.
I don't know if you remember that. I've
I
had
remember.
squatters. I've had two squatters and two properties that I was trying to do. I had to take them to court. So I mean, there's going to be some trials and tribulations and stuff that's going to happen in this business, but you got to be prepared and just stay focused. And I think everything will work out.
I love it. We're gonna do something special this Saturday with Derrick. We're gonna hold a master class 11 a.m. Saturday. I was under the weather last Saturday. We're also gonna hold a master class Thursday night because we're gonna go into some details in regarding some of Derrick's deals. He's doing a great job explaining tonight, but we're gonna have pictures before and after, different stages of his rehab projects. This is something new that we've never done via masterclass before, pretty much a case study of a real deal. So the folks that aren't able to attend the May 21st event, we're going to give you a kind of a sneak peek of what it looks like to see what the process is like when you're rehabbing a house. Okay. So before we end tonight, we're going to try to stay on time. These podcast episodes are only supposed to be 30 minutes, but sometimes they do take a life of their own, on a life of their own. Derrick, you also recently joined the Passive Income Crypto Club. Could you talk about your experience diversifying? I mean, you've been in the cryptocurrency for a number of years. Outside of real estate, I believe you've done some stock investing as well. Could you talk about your experience with the passive income crypto club?
Yeah, the crypto thing you brought to my attention about a week ago, I think. It hasn't
Yes.
even been long. I was familiar with like Bitcoin and crypto before, a couple years back, again through you. This is before like people knew about Bitcoin and crypto. Like this was before it was a huge thing. We knew about it.
Right.
And so I was already kind of familiar with it, as well as stocks. Got a couple of friends that's into that as well. But I just saw like an opportunity and it made sense. I saw some of the results that you were having, and I know that like you're not like an expert at this, but you're not teaching anything, but you're showing me what you're doing. And you
Yeah.
said, hey man, like it's an opportunity. It made sense, it looked good. So I jumped on it and took action. And I mean, it's been crazy. Like I've literally been making money like 24/7 in my sleep. Like this is better than the stock
Ti-
market.
Time out real quick. The
Yeah,
crypto market is down. Stock
yes,
market is down right now. And
yes.
even the real estate market is on the ropes right now. We're fighting to stay off the ropes, and we're not going down without a fight. But the passive income crypto club, what we've done here, and for the folks, they find like, why is it you talking about this? So I have a mentor in crypto and cryptocurrency, and he introduced me to a cryptocurrency arbitrage system. And basically, what it is what we do as real estate investors. We buy low and we sell high and we make a profit. And that's basically what's happening with this crypto arbitrage program that we're a part of. If this is your first time hearing it, make sure you click the link in the description. You send me a text at 202-918-3445. Uh, if you haven't received information on it, request it. We'll send it over. But Derrick, I want to make it real for folks. Like I've sent out videos showing what I'm making daily on a daily basis. What have you been able to do? What did you originally invest, and what is your daily cash flow like today?
Yeah, so I originally was trying to invest $3,000. But as you know, they take out like a percent, 2% fee. So that
Yeah.
brings it down to 2,800.
Yes.
Um, hold on one second. I'm doing my facial recognition. So I can actually pull it up so you can see. But I originally invested $2,800. My first day, I kind of started late in the day. So I think I made like $20, but that was even great, like $20 and
Right.
yeah, $25 to be exact. On the 3rd of this month.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it hasn't even been 10 days, right?
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah, it
you're
hasn't
right.
even been 10 days and I've made $700. Like for the
Okay.
last
Let's see if your camera will.
yeah,
Can you show the profits? Can you go to your income statistics and show?
yeah, this is what I'm at. So
762.
762
Show it
and
again. Show what did let's look at the last couple of days. You got to talk through it so the camera will stay on
okay,
you.
yeah. Well, I was letting you talk. 762, and so the 11th, that's today, we're at 96. This is backwards, but the first one is 96.
Uh,
And then the day before that, there's 114. The day before that is 110. I think that's the 103, and then
show the
100.
dates on that. I want everybody to see the dates.
So
They're the dates to the left.
the 11th, and it'll hit $100 today. It'll hit more than that.
Perfect.
It'll hit 100 today, but this is the 11th, 10th, and as you can see, since the 3rd, and that was $25, $60, 60, 80, and then it's been 100 cents. So I mean, this thing has been crazy. Like I've been
That's
just
like
kind of
having a rental property in your pocket.
this is better than a rental property because I'm
I know.
actually I'm actually going through another scary situation like an eviction right now, kind of. So this is
Right.
better. This is better. This is no
That is
repair.
write this down, folks, if you're taking notes. Passive residual income. passive residual income. There's a couple of big people that have said, Bill Gates said, if you're not making money in your sleep, you could work forever. Or Warren Buffett, one of those two
Warren
gentlemen
Buffett.
said that.
It's Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett. Thank you for correction me, for the correction. And 50 Cent said it too. If you're not making money in your sleep, well, maybe that was Jay-Z. But
No, it was
one of
50
those two
Cent.
guys,
It
50
was
Cent. I
Warren
think
Buffett and
Jay-Z
50
said
Cent.
it too. Because
They all said.
he had lunch with Warren Buffett. So anyway, folks, this is the beautiful thing about this opportunity. You know, Derrick's a seasoned
Yeah.
rehabber. Okay. Yep. If you don't find a way to make money in your sleep, you'll work forever. Warren Buffett,
You'll work until you die.
work until you die. Gotcha. So this is the thing. You don't gotta put $3,000 into this platform. The minimum investment is $9. $9. Everybody probably watching this podcast either has $9 in their shoebox, in their shoe, in their sock, in their shirt, in their back pocket, or they know somebody that does, right? Um, there's a special promotion happening. Derrick, you didn't share this, but you're not you've automated that process. You literally just set it and forget it, right?
Yeah, so I bought this system software where it basically runs. I don't have to hit anything. It just runs 24/7. And at any moment I can take out profits.
At any moment you can take out profits. That's a beautiful thing. So folks, I put together 9 training videos. I'm working on training video number 10 for free. You all can get these videos. All you have to do is text the word crypto, 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 to me. Okay, not in the Zoom chat. You got to text it to 202-918-3445. I want to confirm that number. I want to make sure I'm giving you all the right number. 918-3445, 202. You get these 10 videos, okay? You watch them. We explain what the platform is. We explain the process of getting started. And guess what? It's duplicatable. There's a whole lot more money to be made within this platform. Derrick's earning 3 to 3.6% a day. I am as well. And we're loving it. We're jumping in. We're going to be pulling money out, going back into real estate, and we're just going to rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So, folks, that's going to end tonight's episode of the Freedom and Wealth Seekers podcast. We're going to see you Thursday night, 8 o'clock again for a rehabbing houses for big profits masterclass. And then we're going to do another masterclass. It's going to be different information than Thursday night. So don't think it's the same. All of my master classes are different. Saturday and next week, we have another special guest coming. So, folks, this has been great. I look forward to seeing you at the closing table. And more importantly, seeing you on the next Freedom and Wealth Seekers episode 21 coming soon. Take care, folks. God bless. Talk to you. Bye-bye.